Achievement First stacked up against even the specialized high school. So there was no wrong decision, and this you know
So,
she's a star school.
what was the selling point for you that made you decide here as opposed to the specialized high schools that you were considering?
Discipline, discipline, and rules and regulations. I'm no stickler for a kid. A kid is a kid.
Right.
But if a kid left up to their own devices or to policing themselves, a kid's going to be a kid at the end of the day,
Right.
and which makes mistakes. And that's one thing I really appreciate with Chibi First. I'd rather have my daughter in a strict, somewhat not necessarily strict, but a defined program as opposed to the leniency with all over the place. Because at the end of the day, she's a kid, and kids, I can't be with my daughter 24/7. No one can, and you have to entrust your child to other professionals, teachers. Like I think is like apart from other, like as like a fireman or a police officer, and I really, really can honestly say that's one thing I have no issues with Achievement First. That none whatsoever.
Hello, my name is Serena Fahey. I'm Avril Gordon's mother, and I love this school. I love what it stands for, and I'm very happy with how her grades and everything is going with this school.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how you chose this school? I mean, you say you love this school, but I'd love to go back a little bit in time and talk about when you made this really critical decision for your daughter in terms of the charter school.
Okay. I wanted the best for her. I'm a parent with limited funds, so I searched around, and just because I don't have the money don't mean I don't want the best for her. So I researched and I decided this would be the best place for her. And I don't have no complaints.
And I always, without any prompting or whatever, I always like say, hey, maybe you should look into Achievement First, because again, children or young adults, adolescents, they're gonna be what they are at the end of the day, and that's why they're not on their own, because they need some parent or guidance. And I tell them, if you have a kid and you want to see that kid succeed, or in an atmosphere where really you're not allowed to fail, with help, you're not allowed to fail. And I said you look into Achievement First. So, and that's been since my daughter was in Achievement First, fifth grade or sixth, fifth grade. So, and like again, I don't need to be prompted or pushed to promote Achievement First. This is the best school. And I have a son that came through Philippa Schuyler Talent, the Gifting Talent. She was accepted there, certain stuff. So, I mean, I'm quite sure those are good schools, but I really, really am grateful. And I've never seen a school like Achievement First, bottom line.
And Caroline, what?
I like the mission statement because it's like a goal beyond a goal. And the first goal is actually getting out of high school, but beyond that is getting out of college. And I kind of like that because it gives a motivation for the students to look beyond, So I'm in agreement with the mission statement.
What did you see in charter schools? If you want to talk about Achievement First, that's fine. But what did you see in charter schools that you liked, that you preferred to the public schools you were seeing?
Okay. I like the discipline. I like the fact that each teacher I'm in touch with, if there's a problem, I know about it offhand. I could check her grades online, and I know what's going on day to day. And everything is right there for you to know. I know that the rules for the school and make sure she follows. I like the fact that they have the uniform. And I really love how it's set up. I don't like how public school is because nobody is accountable for the behavior. Just the fact that she comes into the school, there's no metal detectors, and you feel safe. What high school in New York City right now that you could enter and you don't feel like everybody, you got to watch your back or wonder about this and that? I'm quite happy.
About my daughter being in Achievement First, even in the middle school, all the way up to the high school, because, it's a rules and regulations world, and it's taught her how to have pride. Even as a child, they like to play, they need discipline. So all of these things, and I feel that Achievement First has really captured that in the total package, and it can only benefit, even the long hours of school. It can only benefit because the real world is long hours sometimes, and that's another reason why I said achievement first. They seem to keep kids focused on the big picture, your final objectivity, to know that high school is not the ending place.
Right. So why do you believe in that concept of sweating the small stuff for Avril and for other students?
Because when they get into the real world, they're accountable for their behavior, the way they dress, they carry themselves. And my daughter told me like this. She said, "Mommy, I don't want a job. I want a career." And that's a big difference. And if you're aiming for those type of things, you don't want your child outside hanging around, getting caught up in other foolishness, and you want them to be disciplined from now. I don't wake my daughter up. I haven't woke my daughter up in a good 5 years. She gets up on her own, get herself ready, iron her clothes, she does her laundry. All of this is responsibility for the real world. Because some kids don't have no other choice. They don't know anything. And me as a mother, it's my responsibility to give her those things. And a choice, give her opportunities that I never had.